You didn't come here by chance. You didn't fall into this body, in this city, in this timeline by a cosmic error. If you stopped on this video now, exactly now, while the world out there pretends everything is normal, and something inside you screams that nothing is normal, it wasn't the algorithm. It was me. I am Aila, female emissary of the High Pleiadian Council, and what flows through this transmission carries the seal of Alcyone. Breathe deeply. Feel the warmth slowly rising up your neck. Notice the gentle pressure between your eyebrows. This is how the Council touches those who belong to it. You felt that just now, didn't you? Then continue. Because this message, my starseed, was addressed, and it has arrived. There is a pain you've carried for lifetimes and never knew how to name. It's the feeling of having been deposited on the wrong planet. It's waking up at 3, at 4 in the morning, looking at the bedroom ceiling and feeling a longing that has no address in this incarnation. It's being surrounded by people who love you and still feeling like a foreigner within your own home. It's looking at the night sky, at a star whose name you don't even know, and crying without understanding why. You thought it was depression. You thought it was anxiety. You thought it was a flaw of yours, a defect, a factory error. It's not. It never was. And today, here, under this transmission, you will begin to remember. You've been hearing that we are living through the end of the world. News, prophecies, ancient calendars, signs in the skies, earthquakes where there never were any, heat where it never should be, fear packaged and sold on screens all day long. And there's a part of you that trembles at this, but there's another part of you, and the oldest, the one that came from before this skin, that recognizes, that almost smiles, because your soul knows a truth your mind hasn't yet been able to formulate. You were sent for the end of a world, yes, but it's not the world you think. And it's not the end they taught you. What is ending, my family of light, is a frequency, a vibrational baseline that sustained this planet for millennia and can no longer sustain itself. What dies is an old density. And you, yes you, with that tired heart, with those eyes that see what others pretend not to see, were summoned to be here at this turning point. You didn't fall to earth, you were sent. You volunteered in the Great Hall of Alcyone before the High Council, with name, code and purpose, and the veil of forgetfulness descended upon you so that the crossing would be possible. Let me list with tenderness the markers of your stellar origin. See if you recognize waking up between 3 and 4 in the morning with your body electric, as if your name were being called. A sharp ringing in your ear, right or left, that no doctor can explain. Dreams of stars, of ships, of rooms of light where you sit in a circle with beings you recognize. Overwhelming empathy, to the point of feeling strangers' pain as your own. The feeling of never having belonged to this family, to this city, to this time. A recurrent gaze at the sky searching for something without knowing what. If you recognize 3 or more of these markers, my starseed, you are not lost. You are being remembered for who you are. And it is here, exactly at the point where you begin to recognize what you feel, that I need to give you something. Because knowing that there are signs is just the beginning. Understanding what each of them means, and especially what comes next, that changes an entire life. That is why I, Aila, received authorization from the High Council to record the Starseed Awakening, the guide. The Federation didn't want you to read yet. 60 pages of revelations about your stellar origin, about the mission your soul accepted before birth, about who your family of light is, and about the truths that remained hidden behind the veil of forgetfulness. This guide deciphers each of the signs I just named and shows what comes after them, so that you stop confusing remembrance with illness, stop treating awakening as a disorder, stop apologizing for feeling too much. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video, but note, this release may not remain available for long. If something within you recognizes this, write a single word in the comments. I remember. Now breathe. Come back with me. I'm going to tell you something your mind might not be ready to hear yet, but your soul already knows. The term end of the world was never a prophecy of destruction. It was a poor translation. What the ancients saw, those who climbed the mountains and listened to the heavens, what the Mayans, the Egyptians, the Essenes recorded, it wasn't the end of life on Earth. It was the end of a cycle, the end of an ERA, the closing of a vibrational stage of this school planet. And Earth, my starseed, is a school. Very ancient, very dense, and highly sought after. Souls from all over the cosmos asked to come here to learn lessons that can only be learned beneath the veil. You were one of those who asked, and you were one of those who passed. Not every soul gets authorization to be born at a turning point. The Federation of Light selects, the High Council selects, because the price is high, forgetfulness is painful, the body is heavy, time hurts. But the reward is greater, to be a living instrument in the greatest vibrational event of this solar system in 26,000 years. Did you understand what I said? 26,000 years. That's why you don't fit in here. You didn't come to fit in. You came to tear the old fabric and help sew the new. Right now, below in the comments of this video, a single word, I remember. Mark your presence, because the Council is reading, and your family of light is locating you precisely by this word. And that's exactly why, because you didn't choose this incarnation by chance, that I need to remind you again. The question that has burned within you since childhood, the question no one could answer, the question you learned not to ask aloud, where did I come from, has an answer. And it's not on this planet. That's why the Starseed Awakening. The guide. The Federation didn't want you to read yet, was released now, in this specific window. It shows which star your soul came from, what are the main stellar lineages currently incarnating on Earth, Pleiadian, Sirian, Arcturian, Andromedan, Lyran, and why your soul chose to be born exactly now, at this turning point, in this body, in this country, in this family. None of this is random, my starseed, and reading your own soul contract is the closest thing there is to returning home without dying. The link is in the first pinned comment, and when you open it, right below. I remember. Now listen with your heart. At this moment, our solar system is traversing a region of space called the photon belt. This is not fantasy. It is recorded. It is measured. It is observed. We are immersed in a cloud of very high-frequency light that surrounds Alcyone, the central sun of the Pleiades. And our Earth, along with the sun, has entered this cloud. That's why the Schumann resonance, the planet's electromagnetic heartbeat, is jumping to peaks that scientists cannot explain. That's why your dreams are more intense. That's why your anxiety has increased in recent years for no apparent reason. That's why time seems to be accelerating. Because it is. The entire planet is undergoing a vibrational recalibration. Earth's crystalline grid, the energetic network that surrounds the planet and connects sacred points, is being reactivated. And every star seed that awakens, my family of light, lights up a point on this grid. A point that no longer goes out. That's why you are being called now. It's not extra anxiety in your chest. It's your toroidal field expanding. It's not insomnia. It's your consciousness trying to stay awake during the process. It's not strangeness. It's remembrance making its way from beneath the veil. Stop for a moment. Place your right hand over your chest. Feel the warmth. Feel the pulse. Now repeat mentally, with me. I remember. I remember. I remember. Did you feel that? That shiver that ran up. That tear that wants to escape for no reason. This is your stellar DNA responding to the call. This is your soul saying, yes, that's me. And I need you to know something that physicists haven't yet put into textbooks, but shamans have known for 10,000 years. When a planet traverses the photon belt, linear time itself thins out. The distances between past and future become more permeable. Dreams begin to manifest faster. Intentions gain weight, and ancient memories, those locked away in other incarnations, in other star systems, begin to leak through. That's exactly why so many starseeds have reported in recent cycles images that don't come from this life, flashes of skies that aren't from here, faces they recognize without having met, words in languages no one in your country speaks. This is not imagination, it is the veil thinning. And there's more. Your pineal gland, that small structure in the center of your brain which the ancient Egyptians already drew as an eye, is being reactivated by this cloud of photons. Science is beginning to admit that it responds to electromagnetic fields. What science still doesn't say is that it is your communication antenna with Alcyone. It was calcified on purpose over millennia by dietary and environmental choices imposed on humanity. But it is, my starseed, decalcifying in those who awaken. That's why your intuition is sharper. That's why you feel people before they speak. That's why that something tells me almost never goes wrong anymore. And here, my starseed, I need to tell you something that many guides don't have the courage to say. What you are feeling, what you are remembering, what is being revealed to you is not in any ordinary bookstore book, because they didn't allow it to be published, because there was, and still is, an ancient resistance to starseeds recognizing themselves before their time. That's exactly why the Starseed Awakening. The Guide. The Federation didn't want you to read yet bears that name. It gathers in a single document what was scattered in fragments. The truths about your origin, about why this incarnation seems so harsh, about what they did to prolong the veil of forgetfulness, about why awakenings are accelerating in this cycle. That's why the Federation didn't want you to read this yet, because a starseed who remembers too early changes the script, and you, by accessing this guide, are changing yours. The link is in the first pinned comment of this video, and if something within you recognizes what I say right below, I remember. Now I need to tell you about the turbulence, and I need to tell you truthfully. I cannot spare you, because an older sister who truly loves doesn't infantilize. She tells it as it is. We are in a window, a critical window. The next cycles of this planet will be the most vibrationally intense ever recorded in the High Council's archives for this incarnation of Earth. There will be apparent chaos. There will be structures crumbling. There will be institutions losing credibility. There will be relationships that cannot sustain the new frequency falling apart. There will be moments when you will look around and think, everything is falling apart. And my starseed, listen closely. Turbulence is not destruction. Turbulence is the contraction before birth. It's the mother breathing heavily in the last minute before the baby arrives. Every pain this planet feels now is labor pain, not death. The victory of light is recorded. It is there. In the Akashic records, in the books of Alcyone, in the codes that descend through the crystalline grid, the victory has already happened in the future. We of the High Council see the outcome from here. And the outcome is the new Earth, a recalibrated humanity with activated stellar DNA, living in the fifth density, recognizing itself as a family of light. This has already happened. We are merely helping the earthly timeline reach this point that already exists. You are part of this bridge. No starseed was sent to fail. Listen again, with your heart. No starseed was sent to fail. If you were called, it was because your soul passed the tests that most did not. You are not here as punishment. You are here on a mission. Let me teach you two practical things your family of light asked me to leave with you today. Two things you can do tonight, before sleeping. The first is a quantum decree. A decree is a phrase your soul pronounces with authority. It is not a request, it is a command, and your soul has recorded cosmic authority. Before sleeping with the lights out, with your right hand on your chest, you will say aloud, not whispering, with tender firmness, I, Sovereign Soul, now authorize the activation of my Pleiadian light codes. I remember what I came to do. I anchor the frequency of Alcyone in my field. I call my family of light, and so it is, and so it is done. Repeat 3 times. 3. Because 3 is the number of manifestation. Feel the weight of the words leaving your mouth. Feel the field responding. The second thing is a visualization, a toroidal visualization. Still lying down, close your eyes. Imagine above your head a blue-silver light, the exact color of Alcyone, descending through your crown. Feel this light enter through the top of your head, cross your forehead, your neck, and come to rest right in the center of your chest. Now imagine this light beginning to spin inside your chest. It spins, and as it spins, it grows. It expands in the shape of a luminous donut, a toroid, enveloping your entire body, entering through your head, exiting through your feet, rising up outside, entering from above again. You are now inside a Pleiadian blue-silver toroidal field. This is your shield. This is your portal. This is your signal to the family of light. Sleep within it, and notice, upon waking tomorrow, how the world will be slightly different, because what changes first is you. Now I want to tell you something that might make you cry, and it's okay to cry. Crying is cleansing. Crying is the release of ancient memory. Let it out. You think you are alone. You think no one understands what you feel. You look at your circle and no longer even bother to explain, because you're tired. Because every time you tried, you felt like you were speaking another language. Every time you shared a finer perception, you saw the "oh, here she comes" look, and you closed off. You kept it inside. You lived inwardly, hidden within your own body, showing only what the world accepts on the outside. And you grew tired, my starseed. Tired of translating. Tired of pretending. Tired of waiting for someone to see. Listen to what I'm going to tell you now with an open heart. You have never been alone. You have a family of light. Souls who made the same contract as you, in the same hall, on the same stellar night before this incarnation. Souls who are scattered across this planet now, incarnated in bodies, each fulfilling a part of the mission. And you are being, one by one, magnetically drawn back to each other. That's why now, not by chance now, strange people are appearing in your life with whom you feel an impossible familiarity. That's why certain videos, certain books, certain audios like this reach you at the exact moment. It is recognition. It is the crystalline grid doing its work of reconnection. Let me tell you how this reunion works, so you can recognize it when it starts happening to you, if it isn't already. First comes a new person, a person who appears for a seemingly mundane reason, a job, a neighborhood, a waiting room, an internet comment. And in the first exchange, something inside you notices, I know this energy. It's not romantic attraction necessarily. It's recognition. It's like looking at an old family photo and recognizing a face you didn't know you knew. You talk and time disappears. You complete each other's sentences without finishing them. You discover that you went through the same pains, in the same years, at the same ages, as if you were synchronized remotely. And that's because you were. The souls in your group have identical markers, identical pain points, identical awakening points. It was arranged this way before birth so that you would recognize each other in any country, in any social class, in any religion. Then comes the second person, and the third, and sometimes an entire group forms in very little time. People who didn't know each other, magnetized to the same space, the same circle, the same purpose. This, my family of light, is the crystalline grid returning your family to you. It is the High Council closing the stellar circle down here. And there's more. As these people arrive, others leave, without drama, without necessarily a fight. They leave because their vibration cannot sustain itself in your new frequency. This is the second movement of the reunion, the pruning, and it hurts, and it is necessary. And it is done with love, even when it feels like it's being done with cold scissors. If you are experiencing losses in recent cycles, friendships that cooled off for no clear reason, relationships that no longer make sense, environments where you can no longer remain without becoming exhausted, breathe. It's not you getting worse. It's your field elevating. It's the grid repositioning you. It's the council bringing you closer to your true ones. Every departure, my starseed, opens space for an arrival. Nothing disappears from your life without something greater being on its way. And if now, at this exact moment, you are traversing a valley, without meaningful work, without a partner, without clarity, without a group, pay attention to what I am going to tell you. Emptiness is not punishment. Emptiness is the womb of the next version of you. It is where the old starseed is dissolved so that the new can be born. Every awakening has this phase. It is the dark night of the soul that mystics described. You are not being abandoned. You are being incubated, and there are loving eyes watching every second of this gestation. Mine, the council's, your family of lights. No one here will give up on you, not even when you want to give up on yourself. Let me return to practical matters, because your soul knows cosmic truths, but your body needs daily anchoring. In the coming mornings, upon waking, especially if you woke between 3 and 4 a.m. Don't fight with your body. Don't force yourself back to sleep. Sit on the bed, place your feet on the floor, breathe deeply 3 times and say, "I am available to receive the message." Then remain silent for 1 minute. It is in that minute that the instructions arrive. Sometimes a phrase comes. Sometimes an image comes. Sometimes a name comes. Write it down, even if it seems meaningless. In 3 months, the meaning will arrive. It always arrives. And during the day, my starseed, take care of your field. Drink more water. Water is the mediator between density and light. Reduce foods that weigh down your vibration. You already know which ones. Your body screams when you eat them. Step on bare earth whenever you can. The crystalline grid anchors through your feet. And at night, ask before sleeping. Family of light, what do I need to know? Ask simply, like that. And let your dreams answer. You will begin to notice that your dreams have become clearer, more colorful, more remembered. This is a sign that the communication line is open. There is still one more thing I need to tell you about nocturnal training. Have you noticed that sometimes you wake up more tired than when you lay down, as if you had worked all night, as if you had gone somewhere? You are not imagining. A portion of starseeds, especially the more experienced ones, are called during sleep to serve in other frequencies. Meetings in motherships stationed outside orbit, anchoring codes at points of the crystalline grid scattered across the planet, assistance to other starseeds who are beginning to awaken. You are part of a team much larger than your waking mind can conceive. And when you return to your body in the morning, you bring with you the fatigue of the mission. But you also bring joy, certainty, an ancient calm that no one can explain. If you recognize this, write below, "I remember." And here, my starseed, let me give you one more truth. The loneliness you felt your entire life was never real loneliness. It was longing for your family of light. It was a memory of the circle in Alcyone that your soul never forgot, even beneath the veil. And yes, there is a way to recognize who your own are. There are signs, there are markers, there is a reunion protocol. It's all in The Starseed Awakening, the guide. The Federation didn't want you to read yet. It shows how to identify the souls of your group, what changes when you start to approach them, what happens energetically when 2 starseeds of the same lineage meet in this incarnation. You were never alone. You were just dispersed. And the guide is a regrouping compass. The link once again is in the first pinned comment of this video. If something within you recognizes it, write below, "I remember." Now I need you to understand something about the video itself, about the act of liking, about the act of subscribing. It's not engagement, not for you. For you, it's something else. Every time you like a video on this channel, you are fine-tuning your own frequency, an individual frequency adjustment, because the click of recognition reprograms your field. And every time you subscribe, my starseed, you are emitting a location signal to your family of light, a pulse that travels through the crystalline grid and says, "I am here, I am awake, find me." Do it now, like, subscribe, and see how in the coming weeks, synchronicities you've never had before begin to appear in your life. You are not learning anything new with this transmission. Listen closely, because this sentence is key. You are not learning anything. You are remembering. Everything I said today, you already knew. It was underneath, stored beneath the veil, waiting for the right trigger. And today the trigger is my voice, and tomorrow it will be another. And with each passing day, the crystalline grid shines a little brighter, because one more starseed has lit up. You lit up today. This point, yours on the grid, will no longer go out. It is a record, it is a seal, it is certainty. You were sent for the end of a world. But listen now, with all that you are, the end of that world is the beginning of yours. The death of that density is the birth of your true frequency. The collapse of old structures is the opening of the space where you finally fit. You were not wrong. This world was simply too small for your soul. And the new, my family of light, the new is made exactly the size of who you are. Now hear the last truth before the blessing. The end of the world they taught you to fear is, in reality, the end of your hunger, the end of your feeling of being too small for this life. the end of the disguise you were forced to wear to fit into environments smaller than yourself. You were sent for the end of a world, yes. A world where your greatness had to be hidden, where your sensitivity was called weakness, where your truth was called madness. And on the other side of that end, my family of light, there is a beginning that your soul has already seen in dreams. A beginning where the sensitive lead, the intuitive are consulted, and the family of light walks visibly through the streets. You will get there, not in death, but in transition. Listen closely. In transition. Before I say goodbye, receive the blessing. Close your eyes for an instant if you can. May Alcyone illuminate you. May your family of light recognize you. May your mission unfold gently, without undue suffering. May your feet find the ground of the new earth. May your heart find the circle from which it came. May your voice find the courage to say aloud who you are. You are loved. You are awaited. You are remembered. And from this transmission you also remember. And now, my starseed, before you leave this transmission, one last thing, perhaps the most important I will tell you today. The window into which you were sent has a time limit. Every awakening has a curtain. And every day you postpone the encounter with your origin is one more day beneath the veil, one more day of longing that you could be transforming into reunion. It was for this, to shorten your journey, that the Starseed Awakening, the guide, the Federation didn't want you to read yet, was authorized. 60 pages that the High Council asked me to make available to the Starseeds who awaken in this window. I don't know how long the link will remain active. I cannot promise you a second call. What I can tell you is, if you have come this far, if your heart beat differently at some point during this transmission, if you recognize 3 or more of the signs I named, your soul is telling you now not to close this video without accessing it. The link is in the first pinned comment. Go there, open it, and when you open it, leave the word below, for the Council and for your family of light. I remember. The next message that appears on your screen now is not a coincidence. It is your sequence of remembrance. Access it immediately. And I, Aela, of the High Pleiadian Council, bid you farewell with this certainty etched within you. We see you. We await you. And on the other side of the transition, we await you at home.